when you finish your contract, or you renew the contract and you finish the second contract and you are leaving, and sponsor or employer asking you to pay the visa or the remain of the time, this is incorrect. You don't pay anything. Before you do anything, take a step, call the labor. Good morning, good afternoon. I have worked from the date so and so till this date, and I'm claiming my rights and claiming my benefits, my ticket. I'm consulting the labor and asking, do I have to pay for the visa? I'm telling you, you don't have to pay for the visa from now, and you don't accept him to ask you to pay. But if you want to make sure and double check, call the labor, give the right time, how much you work, even for gratuity. Even for gratuity, we might skip 1 day or 2, or miscalculation can be done. But you can ask the labor to calculate with you. This bad exercise of some of the employers, they are asking the cost of the visa. They have done it to people who has no knowledge. And some of the people are scared. Don't be scared. Call the labor, make sure. You are not convinced, send it to the court. The worst case scenario, if it's correct, it's not correct, but if it's correct, you have to pay, right? Then pay. But before you pay, before you make a decision, consult and ask and check. Then go and pay for the visa cost. What I'm telling you again and again, as per the law, the old law and the new law, there's no payment for the visa. So know your rights. Do not accept anyone to fool you and use the law as an umbrella. And don't make a decision or a mistake or a miscalculation in your hard work on all these years. Don't pay. That is what I'm urging you to do. That's what I'm advising you to do. Do not pay until you make sure. But to close this chapter, I don't want anyone to pay after finishing the contract. There is no obligation on you, unless if you take a real loan from the company. If you didn't, there is no payment for something called visa cost. All right? Take care, and I have to see you in other videos, and keep sending me your comments and inquiries. God bless. Regarding the people who is trained by the company, when the company make a training for the staff, the company cannot charge the staff with the money. Suppose they hire somebody and they give him training, and they find out, or they decided not to keep him, or he wanted to leave. The company cannot charge you for the training, even if they mention that in their employment contract. It cannot be done for one reason, particular reason. Article number 13 in the labor law, one of the obligations of the employer. If you go to Article 13, I'm giving you the evidence. You can always read the law in Mohri site, or go to Google and Google it. The obligations of the employer. Number 5, paragraph 5. Invest in developing skills of the workers and procure the minimum training and development tools and programs according to the provisions of the decree law. So he has to invest or develop or train his staff. If we're talking about catering, if we're talking about programming, if we're talking about engineering, if we're talking about teaching, or any profession job, or anything requires training, even the customer service, even the sales in profession of sales, he is responsible to train his worker, to tell him how to do the job or the way he wants him to do the job. So he cannot come after some time and tell him, pay me 10,000, pay me 15,000, I have spent on your classes. This is not acceptable. In one case, he can come back on the worker if the worker asks the company to give him a loan to have a special training for himself. I need a different degree. I need to apply for a different university. I need to take a special course. So I ask the company to help me with money. And if the company said we are not paying, that is different. But to train you from beginning for the work, and then they come and ask you to pay, you refuse that and contact the Ministry of Labor, and you can also take it to the authorities, and you are not required to pay. Regardless what is mentioned in the labor contract, if they make an employment contract which is conflicted with the labor contract, the original labor contract in the ministry, you can always object, and you can always make a point. To all my followers, happy to see you again, and to answer the question that's been raised with many people, and to save time, instead of answering one by one, never ever pay the cancellation fees, unless if you have a different arrangement. But once you asking for cancellation, it is on the employer. You don't pay that. He is the one who's going to pay it. If there's any amount he's going to request by the labor court, that is the amount will be decided by the judge. It's not decided by him or by you. In the meanwhile, it's been noted that you cannot pay the cancellation fees, and you don't have to. So once you agree with him for cancellation, he will pay the cancellation and he will support that. So if you have any confusion, message me on private and ask me for more details. If you have any more questions, you can also call the labor and ask them. These expenses, we call it, as a lawyer, basic rights. So let me see your comments and let me see your inquiries. You can also share the video for the benefits for the other people, like, explore, whatever you want to do, just to help much people we can. Again and again, don't fall in this mistake and go and pay the cancellation because you're scared, you are worried, you're thinking it will be late. If he does not cancel you and there is a delay, it's on the company, it's not on you. As long as you inform him for cancellation and he does not cancel you, it is on the company. And that's what you need to inform the labor, he is not canceling you. And you don't worry about paying the fees. See you again with another video, and thanks for watching.